Now what you were about to watch is something I've dug up from the graves, something I've dug up from the back catalogue of the old Smoof a Pretty Flower stuff. And I hope it's not that cringy because I'm going to be talking about item changes in League of Legends. Hi team, and welcome to my new series which I am spontaneously calling Zakk Chat. Very spontaneous. Thanks to my amazing gorgeous girlfriend, I have a brand new guilty pleasure. I enjoy watching vlogs, specifically people talking to a camera on YouTube, much like what I'm doing now. I don't know what this subgenre is called, but it's just a chill time from when I'm winding down for bed or winding up from getting out of bed. These content creators inspired me to start my own series, which I am going to release every Wednesday. This is kind of what Sky Williams used to do, but it's toned down to a nice, relaxing British level. Yes. So, what are we going to talk about this week? Well, I thought it'd be fun to start things off with bronze moments, from when my account wasn't even level 30. We've all had bronze moments, and people who haven't had bronze moments are lying. No one is good at League of Legends when they first start playing, and I would like to share my experiences as a noob. Not a noob. A noob. Puh. It's a voice popper. Pop. I got one finally. I started playing League of Legends during Season 3, and I specifically remember Quinn being on the login screen. I wasn't very good, obviously, no one's good at their first MOBA. Come on. No, we're not, no one. Maybe Faker. I was more of a console gamer at the time, and the only game I'd used to play on my Mac was World of Warcraft. So you think me playing video games on a Mac is bad? Well, it isn't, let's be honest here. I own both Mac and a PC. They're both good. But, worst of all, brace yourself. Are you bracing? Because I sure am, and I wrote this and I lived it. I played with a trackpad. Yes, you heard it here first, folks. I played with a trackpad. For reasons I can only describe as self-inflicted torture. So what champion did I pick up first in League of Legends? Well, I think it was Pantheon, but the first champion I really enjoyed was none other than Dr. Mundo. Support. I decided to pick him up because I saw someone else play Dr. Mundo and he just didn't die, and I remember thinking to myself, I want to do that. So I did, picked him up, played him support for reasons. So in lane I would just waddle around throwing axes with my trackpad, and I was having a blast. It was amazing, looking back anyway. But it was amazing, and I remember just throwing axes at the ADC, poking them endlessly, and just finding it hilarious. I remember my mate Matt, who you all should know as Popstar Matt, saying something along the lines of, "What the fuck? How is..." No, I can't, no. I'm not going to do an American accent. It's like, what the fuck? How is this working? Oh my god. What the fuck? How is this working? I can't, no. But then it happened. I went to the shop and got myself a mouse! A wireless mouse, but it was still better than a trackpad. But at least I was on the right track. Towards becoming the amazing Gold 5 player you see before you. When I acquired said mouse, something clicked in my brain. I thought to myself, why don't I play Dr. Mundo top lane? And thus, me maining top for 2 seasons was born. I played Mundo, I played Garen, I played Teemo, you name it. It was bronze heaven at its finest. Is something that no League of Legends player has ever said. But Teemo, let me tell you a thing or two about Teemo, because Teemo, I just loved getting fed as Teemo and just sitting in the enemy jungle and just waiting there for so long for an enemy squishy to walk past and me just two-shotting them. Murder. Of course, finishing things up by laughing on their corpse. If only I could have shown off my champion mastery back then. But one thing I loved doing was split pushing as Teemo. Yeah, it probably wouldn't work now, but back when my mates and me were gold... not gold, I'm already gold now. Feels like bronze though. But back when me and my mates were bronze, silver, or not even level 30 yet, you could pull off stupid shit like this and get away with it. Yeah, 'cause no one knew what they were doing. Really. I would ward and shroom up the jungle all game, split pushing endlessly. Call me Teemo Mere. or tinged. Singed Mo, no. If I saw someone coming, I would walk away, go invisible, wait for them to leave, and continue split pushing. Rinse and repeat until you're at their nexus. I love doing this, and I don't really know why I stopped. Maybe I should pick it up again. Maybe in a future time to sweat. But maining top lane created 2 of my most hated champions. One of which was when I was playing Teemo a lot, and that Yordle's name was Rumble. He countered, and still does counter, the shit out of Teemo. And me being the scrub lord I had no... Oh shit, I'm sorry Mike. Who's Mike? And me being the scrub lord I had no idea how to deal with him. Rumble burnt Teemo alive, and when I saw him in the loading screen, my heart was sink. I knew that I was not gonna have fun this game. The worst part about it is I was playing Teemo. I was the one that was meant to be sinking hearts in the loading screen. I hated Rumble, but I hated someone else more. Vladimir. I don't know if anyone else has had a champ where you see them in the loading screen and you just know that guy's gonna get fed. And it doesn't matter who you're playing, you just know that guy's gonna get fed. It's like you're already sitting in a restaurant and you see someone walk in and you just know that guy's gonna get fed. Well, that champion for me was Vladimir. I just couldn't get my head around him. I mean, of course I know how to play against him now, but back then, I hated him. Kind of still do hate him. I just hate his W. Just turns into a pile of blood. I mean, bloody hell, am I right? Someone should cut me off from making jokes. Period. Now moving on from champs I hate playing against to champs I hate playing with and against. The kind of champion where they're amazing on the enemy team, but they're just complete garbage on yours. There are many champs in this category, but I'm going to save that for its own video. But specifically, I'm going to talk about the first time I ever saw Lee Sin. Believe it or not, it took me a while to see my first Lee Sin, but he wasn't the last. I remember that being Janna, but I digress. During the time I've been playing League of Legends, Lee Sin has always been in the meta. I can't think of a time where he hasn't been in the meta. Assassin meta, tank meta, meta knight, fucking Metabots. I remember this particular Lee Sin having the traditional skin, and me thinking, that guy's gonna get fed. I mean, badass. That guy looks badass. It didn't really take me too long to realise how badass Lee Sin is, when he flew into my lane and literally kicked the shit out of me. Little backstory, Popstar Matt was level 30 at the time, but the rest of us, we weren't level 30, so because Matt was level 30, we were going against a couple of level 30s, and like, you know, it tries to even them out. It tries. So because of this Lee Sin was level 30 and he just knew what he was doing. Long story short, he got really fed and the game went from being a MOBA into being a horror because he was just in every bush. And it was jump scares. Because he was in every bush that I face checked. Yes, face check. I'm not wasting money on wards. I was level 14. I needed to buy a second death cap on Warwick. This Lee Sin was everywhere and I remember us all screaming like, oh god, there he is! Ah! I would scream, but it's embarrassing. So I'm just gonna do this awkward whisper scream. But yeah, we would scream whenever we saw him because he was just so fed he could literally just 1v5. It was like playing Slender for the first time. This might explain why I wake up in a cold sweat every night screaming because I dream about blind monks in gym shorts just kicking the shit out of me in the woods. I still have nightmares. So these were my bronze stories from me being pre-level 30s. I guess I wasn't even bronze. Like, that is wood. That is wood division. Not even being level 30. You can't even do ranked. It's wood. I did. From playing with a trackpad to maining Teemo. Don't worry guys, I made Garen now. These stories hold a special place in my heart because, like, whenever I have a bad game of League of Legends, I just look back at the times when I had fun and I was like, I should emulate that, and then I have fun again. Don't play ranked, kids. It's bad for you. It's bad for your... It's bad. But that's for another video. But these were my pre-level 30 stories. And I'm going to go back to when I was actually bronze in Season 3 and tell you a story about why I deserved a bronze. I just deserved it. When I got to level 30, I finished my placements and got placed in bronze 2. I was stupid. So very, very stupid. You see, I was a student when I first started playing League of Legends, and as a student, you have this goal in life to just get really drunk most nights. So, I got home from the pub, and turns out I played some placements drunk. At least 3 or 4 of them. If you're watching this and you were in those games, I'm really sorry. Sorry. Oops. But then again, I don't know if this was the reason why I got bronze. I mean, I will never know really. Can you just stop barking? Thank you. But one thing is for sure, I definitely got bronze. Now, looking back, I know that I wasn't in Elo hell. I just sucked. So much bum. But at the time I was like, wow, my team, why would you do that? Oh my god, I can't comprehend how bad he is. In my head, I'd never flame. But I knew I sucked because looking back at one particular game, I did this. So I was Veigar against Zed, obviously in the mid lane. And my thinking was, Z do damage. I get armor, yes? So what does any normal person in this situation do? Yes, correct. You get a Thornmail. I rushed a Thornmail first item as Vigar. It made so much sense in my head. So believe it or not, I lost lane and I also didn't do any damage. On top of this, my team were flaming me. But the worst part is I didn't know what I did wrong. Recently I had a game where I was playing Ezreal and we had a Nasus top and he bought a Triforce and a Gauntlet. And in that game I explained to him that the Sheen passive doesn't stack. But they just didn't listen to me and just carried on playing, telling me to shut the fuck up, noob, I know what I'm doing, I'm Nasus. Every Nasus player. I literally think Nasus players are just literally dogs. So this Nasus, like, didn't listen to me and I got a bit annoyed, but it doesn't really matter, it was probably a normal. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was that Nasus in this game about 4 years ago. Dude, why did you get Thornmail? Because it gives you the most armor in the game, obviously. Just to clear things up, I do know now that if I was against this matchup, I would get not a Thornmail first item, but I would get a Dead Man's Plate. So yeah, we lost, it's really cringy, and Thornmail is probably not the best item. No. Not as Vigar. But there you have it, just a couple of bronze stories that I wanted to share with you because I think they're cringy but also a bit funny. You might learn a thing or two, like not to buy Thornmail first against Zed as Vigar, just get Dead Man's Plate instead, it's so much better. And don't buy wards if you're playing Warwick. You need that second death cap. Why use a mouse when you can just use a trackpad and go Dr. Mundo support? But I have been Zakk and I am done chatting. That was really lame. If you enjoyed what you saw, then please subscribe, like, share, and all that good stuff, because it really helps me out and I'll be happy. Don't call me fat. But I will see you next Wednesday with another episode of Zakk Chat. But until then, I'll see you in the fields of justice. Well, that was a conversation about item changes in League of Legends. I hope you enjoyed. And up next is the APF Classic. I don't remember which one it is because I never write it down, but it's probably going to be awful, dated, and horrifically unfunny and cringy. Oh, I'm not selling this well at all.
Opinion.
Wow.
Okay, kill this. Oh god.
Oof.
What?
How did you get
I
away?
have no fucking clue. I didn't even got boots or anything. He's a bit slap over there, barrel. You're moving.
Jax is going to be brutally strong like later. He is now, but
I'm gonna come
even
top.
so, like,
I'm on my way to top.
they may they may have ordered that bush.
Who wards in
Oh,
season 4?
Fucking minions.
No promises on it.
I'll make it do that.
Yes.
All of
It
them
was all
souls. though.
planned.
I gotta be my good zone.
It wasn't planned at all. Because now I'm fucked.
The fuck? Why is it so fucking tanky? Oh!
Thank you, Zach.
What the fuck? I saw it again, but no one's there still. Fucking remove trees. Oh, Jesus. That was dumb.
Did you get ulted?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! Skill shots!
Oof.
Okay. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Morgana's coming up. What are they doing? Are they just warding Drake?
Go in.
Ah! Ah!
Oh, fail. Fucking shit, they did damage.
Oh my god!
What's going on?
Oh my god!
I can get a bloodthirster when I go back.
Oh,
Well, it's you as well, actually.
Okay then. Oh shit, Morgana's there. Yeah, I'll do it.
You looking good, this, Zach?
Huh?
Oh, we are.
Somebody's mic is sounding horrible all of a sudden.
What, yours?
Oh, your mic sounds horrible all of a sudden. You're gonna take that shit from them?
To be fair, all of your mics sound disgusting at the
Yeah,
moment.
everybody sounds all fuzzy and stuff.
Maybe it's just you.
Yeah, everyone sounds really fuzzy as well to me. Maybe Korea bombed London and it's like radiation.
Maybe.
Korea.
Career.
Yeah.
To be fair, I would personally choose a different career path.
I fucking hate it. Take a minute. You couldn't go away.
Oh!
Wow.
At
He's
least,
got fucked.
come on, Alex.
You just crashed. What am I supposed to do about that? Well, that was interesting.
That was fun.
Glad I came mid. Well, we may kill him, but I think I might die at the same time.
Dude.
Though if that's a problem for you. I think he also knows.
I'm gonna drag us over the wall here.
Drag us over.
When we get some spare time, can I recall everybody? Because whoever's still dead though.
But still, like, it was like trying to catch a fucking fly. I am the roaming Gragas coming bot. Where am I going next? Who knows? I'm the roaming Gragas. Boom! Shit.
Aw, I wanted assist.
No assist for you.
Hello.
Hello, that's much better.
This is much better.
Why did everyone sound like we were from the fucking...
I guess whoever was hosting was lagging or something.
Zakk.
It was you!
Wasn't me, I wasn't hosting.
Yeah, you were.
Oh yeah, I was. Nah.
I think Kamumu wants to be a man.
He's a man about town.
I killed a guy. I'm out.
You're a fucking disgrace, mate.
Help me, bitches.
God,
We are the road crew.
Yep.
We're in a tank. Even though they're all probably in that bush.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Where the fuck did they go on?
I guess they didn't want to protect mid.
They all came to like kill me, but then they realised I wasn't there and that you were taking mid.
They still don't want to.
And then they just recalled or something.
Oh
And then
god.
the move kind of
I thought they
tried
tried
to
no man out of
suicide.
you.
Why are you not all dead?
Sort of men.
Hey!
Hey, why did they surrender?
You're a
Because they decided, you know, I don't want mid, and we just took like almost 2 of their turrets and almost there and here. But just...